What's up, everyone?
And I was like, and they said, oh, it's this new up and coming star.
How's it going, everyone? Whiskey and I trying to begin this live stream. Not sure how the quality of the sound's gonna be. We're still getting bugs worked out, and I'm working on getting it moved to another inside makeshift studio. See if I can get it to work this time around. But anyways, we're still working out the bugs. But whatever, we appreciate everybody tuning in and bearing through it with us. But we're going to talk today about Peanut the Squirrel. Obviously, if no one's heard of this, sorry I can't post up the things right now, but you can search it out, Peanut the Squirrel. It's a ridiculous, insane story. And we'll stop in a minute. We was trying to go to this other park, and they ended up closing it off. That's the place with the best signal, so we're going to try to make one where I'm not sure, maybe the driving is causing issues here. But anyway, I was before we get too far into it, I came over from hitting it with Hardwire live at Hardwire 1%er. Anyone who he's got a good channel, check it out and see what you think for yourself. If you like it, subscribe. If you do like it, let him know I sent you over. And I'm saying that because he's still going, and I'm trying, the people I follow, I'm trying not to make any of my lives interfere. And as I said, I'm still getting to know all this stuff with the going live, so I will try to so anyways, I'm shouting out to him. I'm not trying to cut in anyone I follow into their lives, so his is still going on. So if anyone's come from there, from here, don't cut his off to come to mine. I'll get these times figured out, and looks like maybe I'm gonna shoot for Sunday. I was gonna try to do Fridays, but we'll start out doing Sundays, right around this time, lives once a week for now. And then, we're going to talk about Peanut. Before we get to that, let's also talk about what we got. See if I can flip this camera around without ruining it. What we got here? Military vehicles. Yeah. Anyways, I don't know. That might be somebody's personal vehicle. Also in the news, a lot of stuff about pensions going on with the bailouts for pensions. And, I don't know where you stand on that. If you know anything about it, I'm not going to get that deep into it. We'll get on with that, our story about Peanut in a minute. But we got, yes, right on, Crystal Lisi. It's sad about Peanut. Anyone who shoots up any comments, I'll see them when I stop. We're going to try to stop at another part. This news about Peanut is messed up. And that's the main thing I want to talk about today. This thing about the pensions, you should look into it. It's we're bailing out pensions that are supposed to be backed by unions, and I'm not for that. That's another disaster going on in our nation. I just wanted to bring that to everyone's attention. Otherwise, yeah, that's what we're talking about today, Peanut. And I can't post up no pictures at the moment, but anyone can search it out, and I'm sure everyone's probably already heard of it by now. And but let's break this down. One, you can classify it as they're coming in. Okay, a guy, I'll give a shout out, Evil Rick. That's on the other live stream I was following. he made a comment and said he read a meme that said Peanut was investigated heavier than Jeffrey Epstein case, right? Hit the like if you agree with that, because is that not about the damn truth? They do everything to cover that shit up. But they launched this full-scale investigation, brought out all these troops, and sorry, I don't want to cause no accidents here. They all this manpower, firepower, armed forces made these. If anyone's seen the news story, you can search it out. Like I said, I can't post the stuff up right now at the moment, but they made these people sit for like 5 hours, and all right, chill out. So for 5 hours, they made these people sit in their while they scavenged through their house looking for Peanut and a raccoon. All the resources wasted on that, all the manpower, and violated these people's rights. I don't care what you say. They want to classify it wild. I don't see them busting doors down to stamp out tarantulas, people with pet tarantulas, pet snakes, right? A pet squirrel, which is right out in our own backyards, and they tried to say, oh, it has to do with, hold on just a second. You hold on. It's a little bit windy. Hopefully that won't mess up our thing here, but so they said because it might be rabies, right? The fear for the people around wild animals because of rabies, and they took and euthanized the squirrel and the raccoon to test them for rabies. First of all, these are animals that are in our backyards every day, right? Climbing up trees. Whiskey chases them all the time. You got just as bad a chance getting the rabies, you know, and if you make that choice and it's in your own home, that's your choice. The government ain't got no right to tell you what's right for your public concern, right? But I want to focus on, you know, everyone can find the story about Peanut, so I don't got nothing to add to the story. It's ridiculous. I just want to break down some of these things. A judge signed a warrant. A warrant was put in place, and a judge signed it thinking, yeah, this would be a good idea. Let's send the SWAT team over, and, you know, if we have to, we'll kill people and everything else to go get this squirrel. Meanwhile, we got all kinds of bullshit going on, and you're telling me the squirrel is the problem, right? We're going to show up, guns out, armed forces, because of a squirrel. Because somebody put a squirrel in their house and tried to tame it or whatever, right? And there's videos, you know, these people were doing of, well, he had his own channel or something, Peanut, right? And I thought it was pretty cool. They got this thing tamed, he's doing all this, and they become attached to this animal. No different than a dog or cat. You get attached to your pets. The family gets attached, of course. I don't know if they had kids or whatever. But you get attached to these animals. They got personality and stuff. That's like taking one of your own family, children, whatever, right? And did the government care? The government wasted a whole lot of money to kill some people's pets. And my thing is, our law enforcement, I'm always talking about how bad our law enforcement is and stuff. And there's people that want to defend them. And I got some other videos coming up to show you how ridiculous they are. But look at this. And you're telling me, not okay. First of all, some government agent decided that this is bad news. Okay, we got to do something about this. He then was able to get the backing of other law enforcement agents, other government agents, a judge signed a warrant, And all these grown-ass adult law enforcement agents said, yeah, this is a good idea. Let's waste our time going to kill somebody's pet. These are, everything else, right? Like the whole thing about the Jeffrey Epstein thing, right? What other cases do we got? All day long. And I post shit on either on my social media, or I do these videos about all the corruption going on, all these nasty, disgusting government agents. They'll sit there and they'll stop at nothing, and they'll waste. There's no end to the resources to ruin your life, to step in and interfere in your life. And this ain't America no more, right? Where's our Constitution? But they'll come in and do it, and nobody stands up for it. But meanwhile, these real criminals are getting away with all kinds of shit. Hey, Joe Cole, how's it going? Good to see you, bro. Oh, sorry. I gotta try to remember to give Whiskey his privacy here. But it just makes me sick. I don't know. I had some other thoughts about it, and I didn't write it all down. And by the time I put this live together, this is how it turns out. But it's a work in progress. We'll get the channel going better and hopefully get the other equipment going and do these indoors, especially with it getting cold. Whiskey don't mind though. Running all over and pulling me everywhere. But Whiskey's sad about Peanut too. Right? This is some ridiculous shit. Who can honestly say that was a good idea? Right? I don't care. We got all these problems in this world, and we're worried about going because we seen some people with an animal in their house on a video, and we better get in and put a stop to that. And because of that, we're going to take their animals and kill them because they might have rabies. Just ridiculous. Then these people, when the agents showed up, guns out in full force, show up to these people's house, they lock them in their bathroom. Oh shoot, where'd that go? How come it's not? It just stopped. I just seen it. It just took the chat away when I seen it. So I didn't, do you know something? I didn't catch it, the whole thing. I don't know why I didn't keeping them up there, the comments. But, I mean, maybe it is on your end, but for me, it's, it made it disappear. So sorry about that. I mean, if you retype it, it'd probably show up, but I gotta remember to watch. I'm not sometimes watching the screen and I miss it by the time it pops up. But so yeah, they locked this family and in the bathroom, right? Locked this husband and wife in the bathroom, guarded them, made them sit in their bathroom for 5 hours until they located the squirrel and the raccoon. If nothing tells you corruption like that, if you don't see that and understand corruption, I mean, that's as bad as it gets as far as I'm concerned, right? I don't know really what else to say about that specific issue. It's not a whole lot. It's pretty much, share your thoughts, of course, but it's a pretty quick case there. It's just ridiculous that these people, because they had a pet squirrel, pretty much is what it boils down to. And I know Crystal Lisi will relate to that. She does this stuff with the squirrels, got them pretty much tamed around her area, and you know, you put that kind of, it's just whatever. Like it's no different than your dog or cat, right? You now are attached to it in one form or another, and they just come in and kill it. That's the way it is. That's the world we live in. And I mean, otherwise, so it also shows who we are as people. You're telling me that these people think that their job is so much more important, and they'll follow these orders. They don't care how bad it is, how awful it is. It's their job. They got to do it because they're another agent or whatever. They got to follow suit. That's bullshit. You're telling me none of these adults had enough balls to say, no, this ain't right? You're telling me the judge couldn't have read that and said, no, I'm not signing off on that warrant? This is fucking ridiculous. We got real crimes to be looking into. We got real stuff to waste these resources on. Okay, anyone who donates to anything that funds police or government or anything like that, when they're running out here always trying to get drives to help donate to the police and all that, that's foolish right there, because, this case about Peanut just shows who these people are. It's sickening. It's disgusting. Right? Anyways, thanks for everyone who's tuning in. I appreciate it. And if I'm missing your comments, I apologize. I don't know what happened. I did have this worked out where they were staying up, and now they're just disappearing. We're at Pontiac Park in Defiance, along the river here. I got video coming out. I was going to post it today, but I decided instead to maybe make Sundays the days to start my a week live stream. If it works out, I don't know. We're seeing how it goes. But so otherwise, I'll have a video probably posted either later tonight or tomorrow where no real action, but I walk through and talk about some shit. But I walk through the police department and take a look at all their cars and prove that none of them have protect and serve on them anymore. And found 2 cars with the same number. 2 city police cars with the same number. Anyways, that'll be in a video later tonight or tomorrow be released. It's already, but I figured instead of uploading that, I would make my next attempt at going live again. But like I said, we appreciate everyone who tunes in, everyone who subscribes. I'll go back through this and see what we got fixed with our issues. I don't know how good the audio is right now. I got a mic, but I don't got the adapter to fit this phone. And then my other camera won't, does not connect to go live. But I'm going to try to get these moved indoors at least for the live sessions. It's starting to get cold out now. So what are your thoughts? And any other cases? Any cases around any of you that's local that you do hear about stuff like this, and they don't always make the news? They come along, took somebody's animals away for this reason or that reason. But, Peanut was kind of famous. But, there's cases like this, and maybe it don't necessarily involve animals. This is corruption. And that's what, pointing out the corruption. We don't have no rights anymore. If you had your rights, if your Constitution meant anything, they wouldn't have stepped the foot on their property. That's the end of that, right? If our Constitution meant anything, if we truly had any rights, they would have never stepped foot on those people's property because, we know you got a squirrel in there. Come out with your hands up. Release the squirrel. And the raccoon that they took, it was like just a few days or maybe a week away from being re-released into the wild or something, whatever. I don't know who these, I didn't do a lot of research into the people. I watched a few videos when I heard about it and then watched the news reports. How sickening is it? This is the country we live in. Can we really stand proud as Americans? Yeah, we're the people who will bust in your house because you got a pet squirrel in there, and we'll put it down. And if you resist, Had those people done any resistance when they opened the door and saw these armed agents? Had they resisted at all, they very likely be dead themselves. The agents showed up with no body cams, is what we're told. The ones that showed up did not have the body cams, and they immediately asked the resident, the guy, I forget the name, whatever. They immediately asked, "Do you have any cameras running in your house?" Why? Why? This is the thing. Always have your cameras ready. Always have them running whenever the police are around, when any government agent. Because if you do not, you know, who knows what all would have happened otherwise. This is the world we live in now, and it's not. But that's what I'm saying. It's not just because they're government agents. This is where those kind of people seem to flock towards that kind of profession, right? But otherwise, overall, it's who we are as people. When it breaks down, when you break it down, it truly is. We don't have. Hold on a minute. All right. We don't have, that's if we were better people, if they would do this over a squirrel, what would they do over a force gun buyback pro? Right? Exactly. That's the bigger point. If they would do this kind of shit over a squirrel, I mean, it's bad, it's sad, but just take it for as little as it might be worth, right? If they would do this over something like that, what would they do for anything else? A gun buyback, or, my own case, it shows you how they would be, but that's exactly right, especially when it comes to, trust me, they're still coming after them guns soon. My thing is, I want to let everybody know, it don't matter how you vote, it is going to only get worse after you vote from here on out. Don't matter who you vote for, how you vote, it's still only going to get worse. It's not going to keep getting any better. But that is exactly right. How else would they be over a gun buyback? If this is right, if they would do this over a squirrel, petty, silly waste of our tax dollars, and it just shows how evil people are, right? Somebody saw this, one of the videos or whatever from Peanut, right? And they didn't like that, and we're not going to allow that. That's breaking one of the rules. And then they brought all this money and resources in to take this problem down. It's ridiculous. This is the land of the free. There ain't no way. This is not, we're fooled to think America's such a great country anymore, right? For real. It's probably North Koreans having squirrels in their houses with no problems, right? So over here at Pontiac Park, it looks like they're putting up the Christmas decorations. If you watch my other video, they got Santa's house up already. Now the Christmas decorations. It ain't even fucking Thanksgiving yet. But whatever. I mean, that's cool. Our tax dollars go to this. And usually it looks pretty nice, so I'm not going to complain about it. But, we act like, it wasn't Defiance that did it. But, that community where they took the Peanut, they probably do this kind of stuff too. Come to holidays, they're decorating and everything else, acting like, oh, we're good. We want to promote all these good stuff. And meanwhile, they're busting down your door because you got a little fucking pet out of the forest. We're going to bust down your door, and, and how many fines, all this shit. It's just, and that's exactly right. If they'll do it over a squirrel, what would they do over anything else, over any other reason that they can, like guns, the stuff they want to try to. All Let's see what we got. Probably better here without the wind. Get some bullshit for a little bit now. So I'm working on the live streams, getting the stuff work out better. And as I already said, and maybe I'm having an issue with my laptop being able to stay up to charge when it's I don't have the right adapter. Freaking Apple wants over $100 for one, right? But Doug Ingo has mine somewhere. Won't tell me where still. But anyways, sorry, I'm not sure what happened there. So, otherwise, Whiskey and I roughing it out like normal. And they, the world's becoming a crazy place, but they got they took everything from me. So that means all my arms, all my guns, or whatever, protective devices. And, but lucky for me, I feel a little more secure because I found a nice firearm. I was walking through the woods and found a nice firearm. And, after I picked it up, I realized it was laying beside a body. But, that's fine because around here, they'll just declare it properly a suicide. So, I'll just hang on to this nice new firearm. That's how it works around here. Our own community, could I see them doing something like what was done with Peanut? Could I see our own, where I live at, right here in Defiance County, could I see our agents doing that and going along with that? I sure could. I look at what they did to me, and not just to me, but I mean, that's the one that hits with me, but I see what they do to other people also. They would be very much just as petty and ruin somebody's life over a pet squirrel. That our community would. Would yours? Let me know. Let me know if your community would. And once again, everyone's tuning in. Thank you very much. We're working through the issues. I'll go back through this and find out how we're doing on our audio. The first two I tried, the audio wasn't good. I think I might got that figured out. Camera angle, all that. By the time I get all this figured out, I'll be ready to switch into hopefully if I can get my laptop to stay charged enough, I'll start running them off that and run them out of a makeshift studio. Otherwise, I wanted to talk about, I'm gonna make a video instead. I want to make a video about there's a couple of police chases from here in Ohio, and I want to point out what the hell goes on here in Ohio. It's everywhere, but I point out from two different police chases. But of course I'll do a video on that so I can show the clips of these police chases. But it just shows they're in it for the games, because the two police chases I'm going to show, and it'll be like my next one or two videos that'll come out. I'll be working on it later today. But it shows them giving these people the full leeway to get this chase started, right? There was the one was right over by Toledo, not far from me. The other one I think was down by Columbus, or maybe that one was by Toledo too. One involved a truck, and the other one was a pickup, and the other one was a semi. But the point is, I'm going to go through these videos and show several times where they kept the chases going, where they could have ended the chases without putting other people in danger, other lives in danger, and they could have ended these chases, and instead they do stupid shit to allow them to keep going. The one started during the day and ended at night. I think actually the both of them I'm going to show was that way. And it's like there's several points where it's like, why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? And the one I'm going to show where the dudes it was like two people murdered somebody or something, and so they from Michigan, and they were got caught here in Ohio. The police chase started, but they found them at a rest area, and before the police chase started, they almost had the truck surrounded, and the pickup truck starts up, two people in it, whatever, and it takes off, and there's two freaking cop cars right at the end leaving that rest area. Instead of blocking it, they move out of the way and they purposely let that chase start. We don't realize this stuff. They act like they're in danger. Then you see these different clips from the cops cam where he wipes out, and because he hits the truck, almost flips his car or whatever, and wipes out, and then they get back on there. Are you okay? And he's like, or asks him some official thing, and he goes, oh yeah, but that was pretty badass. Yeah, well, maybe it was a badass thing, but your job ain't to be out there trying to live some badass moment. Your job is to put a stop to the instance to keep other people safe. You got this pickup truck running around shooting outside of the windows because the cops are chasing it, and he nails him, and instead of fucking doing it right, he says, oh, ooh, that you hear the cop, oh yeah, that was badass. Yeah, I'm glad you had that badass experience, that thrilling moment. But meanwhile, these nutcases are putting other lives in danger. But you cops are fucking screwing around, letting the chase continue to get your thrills, right? And then by the end of it, you're tackling the guy, shooting him dead or whatever else. Because what? Because, you put me in danger. The two I'm going to show, and that's about all I'm going to say about that. But the two I'm going to shows that these officers the cops clearly let these chases continue as long as they could. And, this it's the other side of shit that the media ain't telling you, that the government isn't telling you, the other side of this story, right? Two sides of every story, what he said, what they said, and the truth, right? So, what the criminal said, what the cop said, and what the truth is, right? And, if it's truly a criminal, they're going to be lying, right? And if it's the cops, they're definitely going to be lying. And we show that time and time again. That's all our public servants know how to do, is lie. And police, they are told to lie. They are taught to lie. And they are told the laws protect them. The law states that they are allowed to lie to you, but you will be held accountable if you lie to them, right? These kind of people who think they're better than everybody else. And we let it get to the point that they think they can just fucking roll up on somebody's house, surround it, guns out, because you have a squirrel in there. We're going to lock you in your bathroom. If, let's say my neighbor, let's say your neighbor, whatever, right, catches a squirrel, you hear this, your neighbor has a squirrel in the house, whatever, you don't like, this is a danger or whatever, so you get a couple of your buddies, you run over, surround the house, knock on the door, he opens the door, you run in there with your guns out, and you lock him and his wife in the bathroom until you find that squirrel and kill it. What's going to happen? Right? But our authorities are allowed to do it. They're doing it all the time, right? It's actually pretty nice today. A little chilly, but not too bad. But it's only going to get, keep getting worse from here. I suppose it's going to warm up for a couple of days and then cold again. So anyway, as I said earlier, a lot of people tuning in afterwards. I came over, and I don't know if I lost my signal on my other device here, and anyways, I came over from hitting it with Hardwire. He was running a live, and I had this scheduled at 3. His was still going on, so I didn't mean to cut. Anyone I follow, I'm trying to get my live stream set. So, and if anyone I'm with, if you got a specific times you're doing your live streams, let me know so I don't interfere on yours. And that's my thing. I'm not here to interfere with anybody. The people I follow, I want to share their information, whether it be from a biker angle or the auditor angle, wherever, because I got a lot of different subjects I hit on my channel, and so I'm not trying to interfere with any people, right? So if you're doing live streams or whatever, let me know if mine ends up interfering in yours. But otherwise, as I said, when I started mine up, I was still watching, I was busy watching his channel. It's called Hitting It with Hardwire on Sundays, and his channel, to find his channel, it's at Hardwire 1%er. I'll leave a link later. I'll go back and put a link in here. Anyways, I shout out all the people I follow once in a while, but I started my live stream before his was even finished, and so I want to make sure I shout out from that, because I'm certainly not, and I don't think too many of my followers or right now are, whatever, but I do not want to be interfering. That's my point is, if anyone was watching his or came over from his or whatever, otherwise you might find it interesting. If you haven't heard of his channel, check it out. But I did not mean to, I didn't have mine scheduled completely right or whatever. We'll get that worked out. But somewhere around this time, each Sunday, I suppose I'll try to attempt to do a live stream, and as soon as I can get it up where I can hopefully use it where we can do them a little bit better when I can post up other stuff. Right now, there's no way for me to post something I can take. If I do this and show that just ain't as good. I want to try to, but we'll get it worked out. And yeah, otherwise, what I said earlier also about the pension stuff, I haven't looked a whole lot into that, but heard a little bit of a story about that. And that's a real issue there when they're doing pension bailouts now, billions of dollars of our tax money going to bail out these pensions. The problem with that is a lot of these pensions are, that are being bailed out are the union, right? Those are supposed to be backed by the union. That's what the union's about. Okay, it's not, if your union is broke, then you need to cut your union, right? And I don't know where you stand on that, but the unions don't do anything like they should anymore. And that's just my stand on that. I was union before, and I was not union before, and it's all a big money scam. Everything's a big money scam anymore. And so that, I'm not, what are your thoughts? I don't think our tax dollars should be going to bail out union pensions, right? If you want to, I'm not trying to say we shouldn't protect pensions or whatever, but union, if when it comes to the union stuff, that union's supposed to be, that's what your union dues are and all that. What the hell do we have? What the hell does a union think? Suddenly the government has to, but why wouldn't the government? Because the government's controlling that union anyways. Now the unions are telling you how to vote, and I just, but whatever. And then there was something else in the news. You'll have to look that up, and maybe I'll do another video later about it. But it's something about the pensions being bailed out to the tune of billions of dollars, and a lot of them are union pensions. And and I'm not trying to say those people should suffer, the people that's going to be drawing those pensions or anything. I'm not trying to say we should forget about them, but our tax dollars shouldn't be backing unions, right? That's defeating the whole purpose of the union when it breaks it down to it. Half the purpose of the union, I should say. It's not the whole purpose. But then there was something else in the news, and I'm gonna have to I wanted to write stuff down, but mainly I wanted to talk about, I just heard about this peanut thing this morning, and shout out to, and I'm sorry about that, I didn't even give the shout out to, gosh damn it. Hold on a second. Let's see what we can do here. Yeah, okay. I don't know. Now it's not letting me pull it up, so I'm sorry about that. But it was a subscriber replied on video and asked if I heard about Peanut, and I had just heard about it. So I appreciate you bringing that up, because that's what gave me the idea for this live stream. And gosh damn it. But so I appreciate that. So that's why I wanted to get on here and say that shit about. That's just ridiculous. How bad can it get that we're gonna, grown ass adults are gonna watch a video about a squirrel in your house and they're gonna fucking come undone and go to a judge, and you got a grown ass fucking judge saying, yeah, I'll sign a warrant for that. Why don't you waste a bunch of resources and get all these weapons and lock these people in their bathroom to kill their squirrel? How dare you? How dare you? So, I don't know. I apologize for that. I'm trying to get this connected. I don't like to not, when somebody gave me the idea for the video, I don't like to get their information wrong to when I shout out. And right, so the person that commented, and I had the name on there, but now as I started talking, I forgot. I should have said it sooner. Sorry about that. So shout out to Janet at Janet307 for giving me that. I had just heard about it, and then I got the comment that said, did you hear about Peanut the Squirrel? And it was just not too long before that. I had just seen, just found out about it. And so because of that, I was like, okay, well, I'll do a live stream today instead of uploading the other video. And this way I can, because I'm wanting to do, start doing one a week. And as I said, they'll get better from here. Hopefully, you know, I'm missing a couple adapters to make all my stuff work right. All this stuff I had invested in, but the local government decided that they needed to steal from me. And in that stuff is a couple adapters. But anyway, so shout out to Janet for that comment. I appreciate it very much. And sorry it took me so long to remember your name there, username. But by all means, that gave me the idea to say, hey, okay, let me shout out, jump on here and do a live stream about the Peanut the Squirrel. It's not funny about Peanut the Squirrel. It's when you watch the other videos of Peanut, all this stuff, that's some pretty cool stuff, pretty funny stuff. And it's pretty sad what they did. That's just ridiculous. But anyways, I forgot what the other thing I was going to talk about, so I'm getting too much blank space there, and we're probably about almost 45 minutes into it or so. So I might just, unless anyone wants to throw a comment up there or any subjects or whatever, I'll be not too long just shutting off here. Whiskey likes to, especially the weather's just right now outside, and he's say hello to everybody. They watch for you. Say hello to everybody. Tell everybody hello. Come on. Yeah. It says nobody's watching, so I'm gonna drink this real quick. What do you think? Anyways, that's all I got for that. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Thank you very much, and we appreciate it. And otherwise, let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep all of his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. For God will bring every work into judgment, with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil. Have a great day. See ya.